Absolutely, absolutely. So
Yeah,
listen,
man.
man, when we was so for the record, this should have happened a long time ago, but you know what I'm saying, it's happening now, so I'm excited. I think it's at
Yeah.
the right time, and I think that a lot of times when you think about relationships and you think about Valentine's Day, it's a lot of people that's having a difficult moment during this time, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of people, not just because of the pandemic, but a lot of people are lonely, sad, etc. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to know I, I guess I would say why they not in love. What is the issue? Do they have standards that are too high? Are they valued enough, etc. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, but also something I want to tap on while we discuss this. The topic of this is measure of a man, because we want to deal with certain things. Although it says measure of a man, we're also going to deal with the measure of a woman as well. And
Okay.
so once we
Okay.
tap into that thing, man, we're gonna go ahead and you know what I'm saying. But it's time to give them the real, because I think that a lot of people follow so many different people on these platforms and they're not giving the truth.
Right. Right.
Sometimes they giving what they want somebody to hear. And I think
Right.
this is time to give them the truth, man. Two men,
Absolutely.
two
Absolutely. Yeah.
manly men, and then
So,
go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, did you do an introduction first for yourself?
No, no, go ahead, man.
Okay. So yeah, you do
You
the
got it.
introduction, then I do the introduction,
Okay,
then we get this thing started.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So listen, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Pastor Sharif Dela Cruz. All of my handles is I am Sharif. If you look at the pinned information, you will see that I'm pinned up. I am Sharif. You can also check out my podcast. I'll post all that stuff, later. But I want my brother to go ahead and get started. But you can find me at I am Sharif on everything, from the clubhouse to whatever you need. I am Sharif. Twitter, I am Sharif.
Awesome, man. My brother King Sharif, man. We finally we meet in person, but not in
Yes, sir.
person.
Right.
So
It's been a long.
I know we've been talking about this for a long time, getting together and
Mm-hmm.
partner up with Black City Girls. But I think right now is the perfect time for us to
Yeah.
do this. And though we wanted to do it a while back, I think right now timing is
Perfect time.
everything. So again, thank you, brother, for allowing me to be on this platform, and thank you to Black City Girls for allowing me
Yes,
to
sir.
be on this platform. For those who don't know, I am King J. Barnett. I'm an
That's
author,
right.
speaker, former pro athlete, Black male therapist, a lifestyle therapist, as I like to call it, because I want healing to be a lifestyle.
That's
Remember,
right.
healing is a journey and wholeness is the destination. And so, man, I'm excited. Listen, I'm going to tell you why I'm excited. I'm excited because I've been in school for the past 5 months. So, you remember, my eyes are watering, man. I think I got some lotion or something in my eyes. trying to make sure I was right for the live, and I'm about to go blind. So,
Right.
So when USC offered me the job, I had to enter back into school because California has a different licensure process. So here in the state of Texas, you only need 45 credit hours, and in California, 60. So I did a crash course, bro. A crash course. I did a 15-month program in 5 months.
That's crazy.
In 5 months to transfer. These are massive courses. Sex therapy, fundamentals of psychopharmacology, which is the study of medication for mental health disorders, assessments and intervention, gerontology, the study of aging.
Come on, bro.
And also, the last course was family violence.
Come on, man.
Here's why I'm excited.
Go ahead.
I just did my final assignment. Took me 2 days to complete. I did a 25-slide presentation on schizophrenia in Black men, and I got a B on it. And bro, when I tell you,
hey, listen, let's get them hearts going, man. We got to congrats my brother, man. Let's get them hearts going.
Bro, when I tell you, this process has been gruesome. In the midst of this, King, I filmed 2 TV shows. I filmed the show with Taraji, and then I filmed my TV show, which is going to air this spring, The King's Table.
That's
bro,
right.
So, and on top of that, King, I was seeing 20 to 30 clients.
Come on, man.
I really want to lay this out, what my workload has been in the past 5
Let's go.
months.
Let's go.
So tomorrow,
Let's go.
It's my last damn day, and I mean it just like that, a class. And I am done.
I'm happy for you, King, man.
So yeah, and then on top of that, I'm a PhD student.
Let's go.
So
bruh,
I'm just excited, man, that I got that assignment out the way. Feel like I lost 100 pounds, so I'm ready to go.
You're looking good, man. You're looking good, brother.
Listen, I've been working out. I'm getting my smile right. Got my skin right.
Right.
I'm healed, and I'm healing still, because I feel like healing is a journey. I'm ready to go in, man, and let's have some great dialogue, and let's help these people. Let's do it. We got 163 counting people on. Hopefully, we can get this thing to 300.
If y'all start sharing it.
Listen,
listen,
it's Valentine's Day.
Come on.
Listen, I don't have a Valentine, but I have love in my life.
That's right. That's
and
right.
What I mean about that, I have love in my life is I have people that appreciate
me for
me.
That's right.
And that's what I want people to understand. Because see, if you get caught up in the day, you miss out on the opportunity to embrace those who actually love you for you.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that's what I want people. I have family. My mom's healthy. My sisters are healthy. They just got over COVID, but they're healthy. My nieces and
praise God, man.
Healthy, man. So that means more than anything to me, man.
Absolutely.
Because, and this is not to take away from those who, and again, especially to the ladies, because I get it. We all want to feel valued and validated.
Right.
And that's kind of what Valentine's Day do for a lot of people. It makes you feel love. But what's important to me is not just how you make me feel on that day. How do you make me feel every day?
Every day.
Every day. Don't get me started, man. So
no, bro. No, listen. I'm listening because, like I told you, man, like, you are one of the very few people, you know what I'm saying, that I really consider a brother and a friend. And also, I get a chance to feed off of you because there's not many people that I can actually do that with. So to listen and to comprehend, man, like I told you, I look up to you, man, because of the stature of a man that you are. You know what I mean? The pillar of a man that you are. And it's very important to be able to uplift the king. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially do it on the platform that we're doing it right now, and then be able to talk to people to help them understand how to properly assess themselves in relationships and also mental health. And a lot of times people don't recognize that a relationship goes hand in hand with your mental, because if your mental is not properly established, then your relationship will never be properly established. And like you said earlier, man, the beautiful thing about what you said earlier was, I'm not in a relationship, but I have love, right? A lot of times during this Valentine's Day, it's almost like a validation. And I want to just say this, you know what I'm saying, for a lot of people, don't look for this day to be validated that you are loved. Love is an everyday thing. I never want somebody to give me something on a day, but treat me like crap on every other day. So if you can only honor me for a day, then I don't want nothing on that particular love day, because that means it's not love. You only giving it because of the titlement of the day. I don't need the title. I need the actual manifestation of love. So when you said that I got my sisters, my mom and them, everybody healthy, we beating all this stuff, that's good enough for me. And that's why people got to understand that we got to get to a place of true love and not fictional love.
Right, exactly. And I'm glad that you said that, King. And I want to pour some more out of that, because I want to echo that just because I don't have a quote unquote special someone, it does not negate the fact that I don't have a desire for companionship.
That's right.
And we and you and I talked about this once before. Right. And oftentimes, because what people would do is they would misinterpret, well, do you not want love? Are you not looking for love?
Right.
Here's the thing. What I've had to learn through my healing process is that most times what people are seeking from out of relationship, they have not given it to themselves.
Come on.
So everything that I want from my companion, I have to first be the first partaker of that myself. I cannot have a requirement for something that I have not, from someone that I have not required of myself.
Come on. Because guess what happens? We set false expectations. So you expecting me to be something that you don't even have the discipline to become.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
No, if we're going to walk this thing out, we're going to be two disciplined people, understanding that we both going to make the sacrifice to do what we got to do to make this thing work, right? But you're not going to request me to do something that you're not trying to give, because I'm going to tap out at the end. And it's a lot of people tapping out because why? They don't understand how to act. But go ahead.
No, I'm good. I'm just
okay. People are tapping out of relationships because they went in with the false expectation of, I'm expecting this, I'm expecting that, I'm expecting this, I'm expecting that. Well, then guess what? Are you looking in the mirror to look at your own expectations? Are you holding yourself to the same standard that you're expecting from somebody else? Which is why I said, you know, when we talked about this thing, we talked about measure of a man. Like I thought about this thing because because you sent me that video about, what was it called, about the
high valued man?
The high valued man. I don't know if y'all heard that topic, but speak on it real quick, man, because I wanna address some of those issues and bring the women into that situation.
So one of the things, man, is I want to go back to something that you said about the expectations. And this is the danger when you are asking someone to fulfill in a position that they do not have the capacity to fill. The danger in that is, this is what is happening. We have people that are playing roles and they cannot fill the position. Think about this. When you are playing a role, you cannot play a role forever.
No, sir.
Eventually, the real character is going to come forward. It's almost like asking Denzel to be to be who he was in Training Day every day in his life. It's a character. It's a role. And so what is happening is that we go out and find people to fit into a role rather than to fit into a position.
That role represents the moment. Go ahead.
Exactly. The role is not permanent.
Yeah, it's a moment.
The role is temporary.
That's right.
And so what happened is when the role runs its course, now we're upset because, hey, you didn't keep giving what you started giving in the beginning, because this wasn't who they were. This is why when the Bible says he that find a wife, meaning that you don't have to be married to be a wife. I don't have to have money to be a king, because the king is who I am in my character. It's who I am in my conduct. Right. Being a husband, I don't become a husband just because I get on one knee and propose.
Right.
I'm a husband in my actions.
That's right. That's right.
I'm a husband in my thought process, in my values. So what is happening is we're asking people again to fulfill positions when they only have the capability to play a role.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
They're playing a role, when you're playing a role, you can't sustain a relationship.
Right.
You can't sustain a marriage.
Watch this. Watch this. You said something. You playing a role, right? So what happens is the movie went off. You saw the movie being played. The movie went off, right? And now you're seeing the credits. And now you're seeing the credits and you're saying, wait a minute, I want the movie to come back on. No, it's over. You see the credits. You know what I'm saying? Now the true identity got to come on. The lights now comes on. And when those lights comes on, the exposure of who you really are is now seen.
Exactly.
Can't get what I'm saying?
Exactly. And this is why we have so many people who are emotionally tired, because everyone is working from a performance standpoint.
Right. Right.
We're working from a performance. We feel like, well, I got to perform to get his attention. I got to perform to get her attention. Men are doing it too. It's not just women. Men are performing too. I got to show her I got money. I got to show them that I've made it. I got to show them that I'm successful. So when we look at women and say, well, the women are performing to where all of her pictures are showing her from the back, all of her pictures are revealing her body, but there's a bunch of men that are performing as well, because we're all performing because we're trying to say, hey, pick me.
Right.
I'm good enough. I can play the role. It's almost like standing at the court and you're there for a pickup game and you're trying to convince the guy who's the captain to pick you.
Come on now.
But when you're really who you are and who you are from who God has created you to be, You would never have to raise your hand for somebody to pick you.
Ever. Ever.
You would never. Man or woman.
See, this is why I always said that when the Bible says, and I'm gonna echo what you said, when the Bible says that when a man finds a wife, finds a good thing, that does not mean I go look for a wife. That does not mean a woman go out and try to be seen. What that means is, as I'm walking in the purpose and who God designed me to be, as I'm walking in purpose, and as my wife, watch this, is walking in purpose, what happens is, watch this, we meet at destiny. You know what I'm saying? And as we meet at destiny, I saw you, and now it is my decision to now identify who you are. That does not mean I'm going to go find you. That means I'm just going to identify you. And as I identify you, then you have to now accept the fact that I am now identifying you. When Adam saw Eve, he said, you are bone of my bones, flesh of my flesh.
He identified her.
He identified her, man. And that's the key. And the only way he can identify her is because he had already identified himself.
Thank you, boy.
Come on, boy. You cannot be with somebody unless you first know who you are.
Come on.
You cannot bring nobody into destiny, into purpose, neither a vision. Watch this. Because the thing about it is, a lot of people are still, right now, watch this, even after they hear this message, watch this, a lot of people will still get off and give into the emotions that they are walking in and still not make the call to say, I want to be a part of my destiny and my purpose and not a part of my emotions and my feelings, because your emotions and your feelings can lie to you.
Yes, they will.
They will deceive you. They will make you feel very vulnerable into a place and make you believe all type of lies because you gave into the emotions. This is why you got to live in your truth. Who are you? Who are you? I'm just saying. See, and like my brother said, he said that you can be a wife without being married. Yep. And that's a fact. Because I understand that, me being a man who's not married yet, but I'm a husband. And I did a video about this. I'm a husband, not a boyfriend. And when you understand that you are a wife, not a girlfriend, then you won't keep settling for a boy mentality. Because my brother just said, hey, listen, I'm working on my doctorate. That's a man. You know what I'm saying? I just completed all these courses. That's a visionary. I got this going on. That's a visionary, right? Yep. But the unfortunate part about it is a lot of, and hear me, ladies, in love, a lot of times you will look over that and you will look at what looks like it glitters in gold in this moment. And you won't recognize that my brother is building as a husband. He's already laying the foundation so that when his queen comes in, he knows how to do what she needs to be done, and vice versa. Because watch this, the measure of a man when he's in a relationship or getting married is also predicated on the measure of the woman. And so you have to be able to bring in something that is valuable to the vision that has already been established.
Listen, I'm finna turn off the live because you just preach.
I'm just saying. It's like, because watch this, how many women you heard say, I just, he got to have this, and he got to have this, and he got to have that. But what do you have?
Yep.
What are you bringing to add to the vision or the foundation that I've established?
Right.
Or are you going to come and interrupt this thing and disrupt this thing?
Because, man, you just said so much, King. Listen, if I wasn't afraid that my iPhone would break, I'd throw this coffee mug.
Bruh. I feel the same way about you, man.
I'll throw this coffee mug at you, man. If I wasn't afraid my phone wouldn't break.
Listen.
Here was the thing.
Go ahead,
because I was looking at the comments when I posted the flyer about the real measure of a man. And one of the things is that I saw that was repetitive and that was common with a lot of the responses was vision. And I'll go as far as a girl I used to date reached out to me recently, and she was congratulating me on everything. And she said, Jay, I have to admit and say to you that you are doing everything that you said that you was going to do 10 years ago.
Come on. Come on, man.
She said to me, she said, I have to admit, we didn't work out, but she said, I have to admit that as a man of vision, you are doing everything that you said that you were going to do. And I want to echo this, man, because I met a lot of good women.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of good women that I came across, and that, you know, we would talk and kind of trying to get to know each other. But at that time, I was on my way to somewhere, and I always echoed and I always verbalized what I was building.
Right.
And I will go as far as to tell the ladies that if that man cannot, he doesn't necessarily have to share his vision in its entirety with you. But if he does not have something that he's working toward for himself, he can't work toward anything with you.
Right.
Because if he does not have a vision for his life, he don't have a place for you in his life.
At all.
And the true measure of a man is determined by what is this man working toward? What is he building toward? And I'm not talking about just making money and building a successful career. When somebody asked me today, Jay, what are you building? As I was watching all of the posts about Dr. Fred Price, and I remember watching him as a kid.
Me too.
And then my mom was talking about him. I said, Mom, he left a powerful legacy.
Powerful.
Look at what we're talking about after his transition.
Right.
And I said to my mom, I said, this is why I am busting my tail. Because I want my wife, I want my kids, I want my nieces and nephews to understand what healthy relationship looks like with themselves, what healthy relationship looks like in a marriage, what healthy families, not perfect families, but what healthy families look like. So for that means that I got to sacrifice something at this point in time.
Come on, as a man.
As a man.
Right.
And one of the things, lady, if a man could not make a sacrifice for himself, he won't sacrifice for you.
It's impossible.
If he won't sacrifice his sexuality, if he won't sacrifice his time, if he won't sacrifice his money, he won't make a sacrifice for you. Because I would even go as far as that be careful for a man who would do any and everything for you.
That's right. That's right.
Because that part scares me, because if you...
Ooh, I'm going to speak on that. Yeah.
Because here's the thing. What are you going to do when there's an inconvenience?
Right.
And I don't live up.
You went out, Jay.
To your, okay, sorry. And what are you going to do if I don't live up to your expectations? Will you take the time you're spending with me? Will you take the gifts from me? Will you take the love from me? That's why you got to be careful by buying into people who come in in therapy, love bombing.
Right.
People guys who swoop in and they throw the world at you.
Right.
They throw the world at you, then they pull a mat from underneath you.
That's right.
Because
got nothing to stand on.
Because it's not going to be there long. And I've even heard guys say they've adopted the tagline or the phrase that Drake says, I'm here for a good time, not for a long time. There's a lot of men that have that thought process.
A lot.
They're there for a good time, not for a long time. They're not there for a commitment. They're not there to build something. They're only there to fulfill a sexual or physical need, and then they are out.
Right. So it's crazy, right? So I just did a video the other day, and I called it thirst quenchers, right? And I said a thirst quencher is the people that come into your life and they give you everything that you want, say everything that you want to hear. They do everything that you want them to do. And then once they quench that thirst, once you give them what they wanted, and they're now like okay with everything, they're now leaving your life because you just quenched their thirst. You just itched their scratch. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of times when people coming in throwing stuff at you, because a lot of women want some nice things, right? And y'all tell your girlfriend, "Ooh, girl, he did this and he did that." But the reality of it is when you are broken, when you are sad, when you are, you know what I'm saying, like literally going to all type of counseling because you're now distraught. What happens was you were so blinded by the things that you never did a proper vetting process. You never looked at his character. You never looked at, was this the true him? Because a lot of times when dudes throwing stuff at you like that, they're not throwing themselves, they're throwing their true identity. You understand what I'm saying? And so if their identity is material, they're going to throw it at you. Guess what? Me as a man, I'm going to throw my vision at you, and I'm going to see how you respond to it. You hear what I'm saying? It's like, let's do that. Let's throw some vision at you, because guess what? I always say this in all my lives. The woman is the detail. I'm the visionary, but the woman is the detail. So guess what? As I throw my vision at you, I want to see how you catch it and then add your nurturing spirit to it. You know what I'm saying? If you can't add your nurturing spirit to it, then I know you're not my wife. I know you're not my wife. If you just say, oh, that's a good idea, and that's it. Nah. But if it don't excite you, like if I bought you a Louboutin or some Gucci's, if my vision don't excite you, that's it. That's why you have to look at a man and say, listen, you know what? Let me know your vision. What's your family background? You know what I'm saying? Because I know I need to know the history psychologically also. And you can speak on that. Because mentally, I need to know, are you sound? Or are you just looking at the, are you looking at the, you know, the layers of fabrication, right? Because, you know, I need to go skin deep. What's beneath this right here? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like what's in here? And truthfully, I always tell people, the way a relationship can really work is if two people go in and tell the truth. That's it. It's like literally the minute you go in and say, you know what? This is my nakedness, right? I'm bearing it all. Can you handle it? If you can't handle what I just bared all to you, then guess what? Let's not even continue. I don't need a sexual partner. I don't need a new friend. I don't need a new confidant. I am in a position, you know what I'm saying, to get me what I need to get for my destiny. You feel me? And so if you can't handle what I just laid out, let's not even go nowhere. You know what? It was good meeting you. Thank you. You're attractive, but God bless you. But I'm moving forward. And that's where you got to go. Man, just tell the truth.
That's it right there.
Bear it all. You know, they can't handle it because like I always tell people, everybody got a bit of crazy in them. Everybody got a bit of crazy in them. It's just a matter of who can handle your portion of crazy. That's it. Because everybody gonna have an attitude. Somebody gonna get upset. This is why I always tell people, don't ever go into a relationship, and I'm gonna get a little explicit, but don't ask, you know, the dude or the girl, what's your favorite position and all that, right? Because what you just did was you just now gave me permission to remember who I was with in the past. Because the only way I can tell you what's my favorite is if I reflect on a history. So now you saying, open up this soul tie and tell me how that soul tie made you feel. And now that I told you how that soul tie made me feel, now if we ever get into an intimate relationship, now I'm trying to see if you can match up to the soul tie. But you open the door.
You open the door.
You open the door.
Listen, ahead, are your comments rolling in? Are your comments rolling?
Yeah, they coming in. Yeah, they coming in. They coming in. There's a lot of them.
All right, let me go out and come back in.
Okay, come on, go ahead. Woo, y'all, this is fire, man. Listen, I'm telling y'all. If it cut off, we coming back live. Share it with your people because we just getting started, man. We want to help y'all heal and understand the true essence of a powerful relationship and also just the sanctity of the mind. You understand what I'm saying to you? You want to make sure that you are in the position to even receive your husband. A lot of people, and because I counsel a lot of women, and which I hope one day I can get a ministry full of men. But y'all pray for me. A lot of women I counsel, and a lot of women I found that you can't even recognize your husband because he's so broken. That if he came, you're blaming him for what your yesterday did, and he had nothing to do with your today. I mean, your yesterday, but he's only trying to help your today. But because of your history, you blamed him for your yesterday. And that's why we talking, because we two men, not that we perfect, not that we did it all the way right. The reason why I can speak on it is because I did it wrong. The reason why I can speak on it because I made a lot of mistakes. The reason why I can speak on it because I was hurting women. I was in them streets. I was a player. I did it all. So now God delivered me to, hold on. Wait, yeah. Oh. Wait, yeah. Everybody. Come on.
I'm back.
There you go. All right, there you is.
I'm back. I'm back.
Can you see the comments now, brother? Can you see the comments now?
Yeah, I can see them now.
So listen, I was just saying the reason why we able to speak on it is not because we was perfect. And I was just saying how, you know, I used to be out there in them streets. You know, for my background, I was in the music industry and I did a lot in the music industry, you know, which included a lot of women coming in and out of my life. And so God, of course, delivered me. But guess what? Even in my deliverance, I still needed to be delivered. Hear what I'm saying to you? You know what I'm saying? Because just because you pray and you pray and you pray and you fast and you fast and you fast does not mean all the time that something will still try to come back and attack you. And so I speak from a place of, I also understand what it's like to walk this walk and know that some days are stronger than others. So I will never come as, you know, from a place of, yeah, you know what I'm saying, just do this and do that and be perfect. Nah, we ain't here for perfect men. We're here because we've been processed men.
Right.
And still going through it.
And I'm glad that you said that, because, and I want to go back to, I'm gonna cover some things that's so important, because I can remember being a pro athlete and remember walking into a we were walking into, this was like Super Bowl weekend, and I can remember walking into a place and like my boys and like women are looking at us because like we look like ball players, and I can remember, man, that feeling of being kind of like just like eyeball, like, oh, I want them niggas. You know what I mean? I can remember that, man. And for me, I can remember the rush that it gave.
Oh man!
Because I want to clarify this, because what it did was it gave us a sense of validation.
Right.
And I want to echo this, is that validation is not a bad thing. It's just how we choose to be validated and where we are being validated at, and what are we doing for validation.
That's right.
That's the difference. So in that space, man, going through my healing process, it got me to a place, man, of humility, to where even today, King, even today as a man, it's hard for me to take compliments. And not because and what I mean is that it's hard for me to take compliments because I've shared this story where I grew up in the South and I had an aunt who did not like dark-skinned men.
Come on.
And my skin tone was too dark for my aunt.
Come on.
And I've shared this story on multiple platforms, is that I can remember that I could not come into her house and eat because I was too dark. So with that, and I want to show people something, because see, you can have healed, and then there's still residue in some areas.
Come on. Doesn't mean speak on that residue.
Going back to the process. So for that reason, now I don't have low self-esteem or lack of self-confidence. But what I do have is that there's a part of me that I believe that I have channeled that into a place of humility, right? So here's what happened. So in the story, hold on, let me take my retainer out, man, because it's getting on my nerves.
You're good.
My retainer out. So in that, so we were at a family reunion, and my aunt, everybody was eating pizza, and everybody was outside. So my aunt at this time, I can't remember how old she was, but my parents didn't go with me. My parents sent me with my aunt and uncle.
It broke up, Jay. It broke up, Jay.
Okay, we good?
Yeah.
Yeah, we having a winter storm here, man. So it's like all type of funky stuff going on. Yeah, so this weather is pretty bad. So she said, Jay, you're going to take your black ass outside and you're going to eat outside. Your black ass cannot sit at my house and eat.
Wow.
So I sat on the doorstep with the dog and ate my pizza
Jeez.
while everyone else stayed inside. Now, that was a very traumatic experience because I did not have anyone to fend for me. I did not have anyone to speak up for me, right?
Right.
And she could not stand the fact that I was just so dark. I don't know why that boy's so black. He's just so dark. Now, let's fast forward, and I want to show people something. Let's fast forward to 2021. All of a sudden, dark-skinned men, chocolate men with beards, they're in. And you know what I'm saying? I mean, you can't go nowhere without a woman like, oh my God, a chocolate brother with a beard. Bro, it really bothers me, even to this day, to take compliments.
Right.
Because in my mind, now I know who I am, but in my mind, that little voice that I have inside of me from Aunt Bessie, who did not like dark-skinned children and said that it wasn't good enough, I can't lie and say that it doesn't creep up. And here's why I wanted to bring that up.
Come on.
Just because you have gone through a deliverance does not mean that there are things that you're still being delivered from.
Wow. Wow.
So in that space, this is why I say healing is a journey and wholeness is the destination. And as you said earlier, we are not perfect men. We are process men.
Right.
And in that process, we are going through a journey to where we are constantly peeling back the layers.
Come on.
We're constantly peeling back the layers. We're constantly peeling back the onion. And as you said earlier, is being able to understand where are you mentally for someone.
Right. Come on.
So when I began to do the healing work for myself, I had to address that thing.
Right.
I had to address when somebody said, hey, you're nice looking. Even when ladies say I'm handsome, I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, thank you. Like, it's weird. It's weird to me.
Come on.
And it's not weird because, again, I know I'm not an ugly guy, but there's parts of me that, again, because when your brain experiences any type of trauma, your brain has a difficult time trying to separate the trauma from the reality. Now, in my reality, I am not that little boy, but your brain will constantly bring back that memory. So going back to what you said earlier, when we don't heal from past relationship or from past experience, we would take a new thing and make it old because our brain has not been rewired and reprogrammed.
Come on.
That's why I shared that story, that it's important for us to heal so we can rewire our brains and our thought process.
Right.
Because if you don't, you will repeat what you don't repair.
Right. Come on, say it again. Say that one more time.
What you don't repair. Again, you will repeat. You will repeat what you don't repair.
That's right. That's right.
And that's why my mission and my passion now into helping men heal, and that's why it's so important for brothers like myself and you to be seen and to be visible. And going back to the high value man, I don't give a rat's ass about a high value man.
That's right. Come on.
And I'm just keeping it all the way at 100.
If they don't know what that is, tell them what that is.
I'm concerned about a high functioning man, meaning that what is his level of function in his spirit, number one.
Come on. Come on.
What is his level of function in his mind, number two?
That's right.
And what is his function in the levels of his emotions, number three?
That's right.
His spirit, his mind, and his emotions.
That's right.
Because you can have a high value man because he's high earning and he can be low level functioning.
Come on, very low level functioning, especially with our relationship.
So do not be swayed by this ideology, ladies, that you have to be looking for a high value man, or you have to, or a man
make 6 figures and all that.
High value woman. I am looking for somebody who is high functioning in their spirit. Who is leading your spirit?
Right.
Are you spirit led?
Right.
Like, who's guiding your mind?
Right.
Then two, how do you manage your emotions? Those components are very critical because those are the components that makes up an individual, and that determines your level of a relationship.
Come on, sir.
And the reason marriages are falling apart, not because marriage doesn't work. We got people who have not done the work as an individual.
Come on.
As I told a couple that was just started counseling with me on this past week, and they fell out laughing. I said, most married people problems are single people's issues.
That's real. That's real. Come on, say that again, bro. Yeah.
And as we and
something they should have dealt with while they were single.
Exactly. And if we can get to the place where we can have true conversations with ourselves, right, to ask myself,
right,
am I ready to be married?
Right.
Am I ready to be committed? Am I ready to let go of my will? Because submission works two ways in the marriage.
Two ways. Two ways.
It's not just, again, it's not just a one way where the woman is submitting to the man. Is that man submitting to God? And here's the thing. We have to stop getting involved with people and then expect for them to be what we need them to be. Who are they by themselves? Because if you're not committed to anything as a single person, why would you be committed as a person in a relationship?
It's impossible.
You cannot.
It's impossible.
You cannot.
It's impossible.
Because I've told many people in counseling, you are who you brought here.
That's right. Say it again, bro.
You are who you brought here. What you brought here is what it is.
That's right. That's right.
So that way, I don't have to be disappointed by the expectations, expecting this man or this woman to operate in a capacity, in a relationship, in a marriage that they haven't even been able to operate as a single person.
That's right. That's
right. What does his life look like as a single man? Is he disciplined as a single man?
Right.
If he's not disciplined as a single man, what makes you think he's going to be disciplined married? You can't turn it off and on, not that.
Come on.
Because behavior is repetitive. And what we study in therapy is we study behavioral patterns.
That's right. That's right.
And these patterns are going to tell us everything we need to know about the root issue that you're sweeping under the rug and that you're hiding under success, you're hiding under the makeup, you're hiding under the car, you're hiding under the job.
Right.
You are hiding it.
And that's how broken people connect.
And that's why we have a trauma bonds.
Come on, say that one more time.
This is why we have a lot of trauma bond relationships.
That's
is that we connect to the trauma that we're both familiar with. This is why people are addicted to makeup sex.
That's right.
It intensifies this really perverted, toxic bond that we just fought like cats and dogs, that we just argued, we just threw some stuff at each other, but this gonna make the sex good.
Right.
It's dysfunctional.
It's dysfunctional all day.
It's dysfunctional. But when we are watching things, when we're watching the love and hip hop, when we're watching all this different stuff that the media is portraying, all it's doing, man, is perpetuating these dysfunctional cycles of brokenness in the relationships.
We're married to dysfunction.
We're married.
Anything outside of dysfunction is not normal.
No.
We call weird. That's why you find people nowadays in a relationship exposing their problems on a dysfunctional app. Yep. They air out all their business on Instagram.
Yep.
Why? Because I'm connected to dysfunction. But so I can't hide it. I can't go talk to my spouse privately or the person that I'm in a relationship with privately. I got to go speak on it publicly because I got to let the dysfunction continue. Right?
Yep.
So I bring all these people into my business and then say, mind your business. That sounds crazy to me. How is it that you tell people to mind your business after you just publicly told people your business? You brought them into your relationship. You brought them into your dysfunction. Why? Because social media is also toxic. You know what I'm saying? So I got to take this thing to a toxic place so I can get an amen. Because that's what you wind up doing. You go back to looking for the wrong type of validation from the people that don't even know you.
Yep.
How about that? The people that they don't even got to live with you. Instead of just sitting down with your partner and saying, listen, we both got some trauma. Let's figure out how to break this curse. And instead of y'all figuring out how to break the curse, y'all carrying the curse on. And so y'all both gaslighting everything.
Yep.
You got to stop the gaslighting, put your pride aside, put your ego aside, and humble yourself.
Come on, come on.
Right?
Come on.
Humble yourself to understand that, and this is why I get frustrated with when I do counsel sometimes, because everybody is looking for a quick way out, right? Yep. But the truth of the matter is, the true relationship takes time. You got to plant the seed, you got to water it, you got to till the ground, you got to allow the grass to begin to grow. You can't just keep trying to throw patches of green grass, because if you still did not go through the process of how to maintain the grass to be green, if you throw a patch of green grass on some soil, it's going to eventually turn brown, because you never knew the process it took to make it become what it needs to become.
Then go through the proper germination process.
Then go through the proper, you know what I'm saying? So you got to be able to be okay with going through the process and understand that a healthy relationship takes work. And that means that if, watch this, like you said something earlier that was so profound, man. You talked about being dark-skinned, you talked about being hurt and the trauma that brought your life, right? And so I dealt with the same thing, being a dark-skinned dude or whatever, and I literally could never take a compliment. Even to this day, I still struggle with compliments, right? And with that being said, it's almost like, this is why, ladies, y'all have to be extreme. This is why you got to be married to a vision and not just to a man who has money. Hear what I'm saying to you real quick. Just follow me. If you understand the foundation that is established, right? If the foundation is solid, that means you brought your healthiness inside the relationship. So that means if my husband has a trauma, I have everything that God placed inside of me to help my husband on his path of healing. This is why you need to know who you are, because understand this. I don't know where we get this from, but just because you got married or you in a relationship or you became an adult does not mean that you have everything right. Does not mean by now you should be over this. No, by now I ain't over nothing. By now, when I meet you, you should have the ability to help me heal. Just as much as I should have, if you're the one that is for me, I should have the ability to help you heal in some areas. I'm not saying I'm coming in to be God of your life, but I am equipped. I should be equipped to be able to help you heal in some areas. And this is why you have to marry somebody that know who they are and not trying to find, and watch this, because it's a lot of double-minded people. It's a lot, because guess what? And if you don't know who you are, you won't be able to handle my stuff when I tell you I'm broken, or I need help, or I need healing. And see, and ladies, hear what I'm gonna say, because I was in a situation in a previous relationship where I thought that I could expose myself to a woman. And she wasn't the one that was able to carry my issue. So instead of her helping me heal, she helped me hurt even more. You understand what I'm saying? And so helping me hurt even more drove me to be silent. So you have a lot of men who are now silent, although they want to be open and talk about it. When a man tries to expose his heart and it gets broken, because I know a lot of women like to say, a man hurt me, a man did this, but a lot of women hurt men too. Trust me, I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? But I knew how to heal. And I'm still going through some stuff, but I still knew how to heal because I wanted to. Hear what I'm saying? I wanted to. You know, I had to tell my brother Jay, listen, man, because I still deal with daddy issues. So I had to tell Jay one day, listen, man, I wrote him a passage. I said, dude, and I'm going to tell you what he said. I said, brother, I want to apologize to you because I know you've been trying to be a solid brother to me, man, but I've been running from you. I told him this as a man. I said, I've been running from you because of my history. And I said, I don't know how to keep a good man in my life, because every time a man came into my life, they left, right? Or they became envious or whatever the case may be, right? So I never had solid men in my life. You know what he said to me as a man? One thing he said, bro, I ain't going nowhere. Like, literally said, I am not going nowhere. You got me, bro. I have never heard a man tell me that in my life. I've never heard a man tell me that in my life. And so you have to understand, if a man, and he said some other things, but I just want to take the thing that really, like, you know what I'm saying? And you have to understand, when you are in a relationship, You need to have people in your life that when you tell them your issue, they look at you and say, I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. It's too many people ready to exit. Too many people ready to leave because of their perfect life and your imperfected life. No, we all are imperfected people, and we need some people in our lives to say, listen, I ain't going nowhere. And if you tell somebody, and this is, you can test the person you're going to date. If you tell somebody your issues and they say, you know, well, you know, blase, 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 outside of I ain't going nowhere, then you go somewhere. You go somewhere. Because all they're going to do is damage you further than you already were. And it's okay for both of y'all to tap into counseling. It's okay to both of y'all to seek a therapy. Because we can't pray everything away. We can't just be like, oh, God is going to do it. No. Let's go get some counseling together. My brother Jay through counseling 24/7. I talk to them, hey man, I gotta call you back, King, because I gotta help some more people. Like 24/7. It's already and available. Go ahead, brother.
And I think Greg, what was it? Let me scroll. Yeah, Greg Speaks, which I like. Greg, shout out to Greg Speaks.
Oh, we gotta take some questions too. We gotta take some questions. I forgot.
Yeah, great brother, man. Appreciate you, Greg. Greg said something so powerful is understanding the time that you need to heal.
You there?
Okay, sorry.
You there?
So yeah. So understanding the time that you need and not putting yourself in a position where you're trying to rush the process. And I think so many times, man, what we have done is that, as you said earlier, we've looked to put a Band-Aid on our bullet wounds. We've looked to Band-Aid our father wounds, our mother wounds, you know, all of our traumas. And one of the things is, King, I want to highlight this is that the reason I said what I said to you is that what I said to you is what I've always wanted to be said to me from the perspective of a man. But it takes a
make me break down and cry.
It takes a healed man.
That's right.
It takes a healed man to be able to speak from the depths of his once broken spaces and these broken pieces that I mended together, not because I taped them together, because I was able to understand how these broken pieces come together to make me a whole man.
That's right.
So in that space, when I see you, King, I see myself.
That's right.
So therefore, when I call you a king, and when I look at you to be great, and when I look at you to be an amazing man and a powerful man of God, I'm only seeing in you what I see in myself.
That's right. Vice versa.
Too many times we cannot see in others because we have not taken the time to see it into myself. But until I went through my own healing process, I understood where you were.
Come on.
And I understood that it wasn't a personal attack. It was so I didn't have to operate in offense as if I did something wrong. I knew that in that moment I had to hold space for you.
Right. Ooh.
That if I could hold space for you in that vulnerable moment, if you share and say, hey man, I'm used to dudes walking out and just basically saying, hey man, it is what it is, bro. You didn't get me back. But in that moment, I was able to give you what you needed, and what you needed more than anything was an ear. And then you needed a response. But too many times, what we do, and I want to encourage the women, be careful to not give a response before you give an ear.
Come on.
Give your ear first.
Come on.
Before you give a response.
Come on.
Give your ear first before you give a reaction.
That's right.
Because too many times we don't have an understanding of where someone is.
That's right.
And it's just like with me. As all the healing that I've done, I am still a man who moved very strategic in dealing with women.
That's right. That's right.
Because I understand not only what I carry, I understand the magnitude of it, but I also understand the magnitude of safe spaces being exploited.
Come on, say that one more time, man. Safe what?
I also understand the magnitude of safe spaces being exploited.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
And so in that, as a healed man and as a man who continue to heal, because again, healing is a journey, because it's always going to be something like, oh, and a lot of time you don't see things until you're in a situation like, oh, dang, I didn't know I still had some residue in that area. But also what it does, it allows me to be aware that when I am triggered, I can say to the person, hey, this triggered me. And I can verbalize what it is and not be passive about it and shut this person out and give them the opportunity not to respond, but give them the opportunity to hear.
That's right.
That's what, and again, that's what it's about, man.
Nah, I mean, you're speaking facts, man. And I'm like, I'm gonna tap on that real quick. I wanna answer this one question. Oh, where Jay went at? Come on, Jay, where you at? So we're gonna ask this question as soon as Jay come back on here. Hold on, I gotta see Jay. Are y'all enjoying this? Are y'all enjoying this? If y'all enjoying this, man, give us some hearts and comment. You know what I'm saying? Something, because this is gonna be something. We still ain't even halfway there yet, y'all. So hang in there now. Where Jay at? Come on, Jay, where you at? That's my brother, man. Oh, there you go. Okay, cool. There we go. I want to ask you this question, King, real quick.
Okay.
This question comes from JC _ inspirational. She said, should a woman accept to be in a relationship while in the healing process?
No.
Should a woman
No. If you are healing, you do not need to be in a relationship. I counsel so many people in therapy that are trying to heal and be in a relationship. I want to echo this. It's okay to be in a single season. And what I mean about being in a single season, just being in a season where you have the space to process. Because see, when you come out of therapy, when you come out of a therapy session, you need time to process. Now, if you're married, that's a different story. But even in that, you still need time to process as an individual and then to process with your partner and your spouse. However,
come on, sir.
It is unhealthy to be in a relationship and you are trying to heal. Give yourself time to process. Give yourself time to create new patterns. Give yourself time to create a new thought process. Because again, you're in a healing process. And that healing process is going to break down some old ways, some old patterns, some old thoughts.
Confront some stuff.
It's going to do a lot of breaking. And so if you're in that breaking process, you don't want to break someone else in the process of your breaking.
Come on. Say that one more time, my
you
brother.
You don't want to break someone else in your process of breaking. Because think about it. When you're in a breaking, it's your time to acknowledge. It's your time to accept. It's your time to embrace. And it's hard to do that when you have the distraction of an individual. It's really hard. Now, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. However, it's going to be difficult.
Let me say this real quick. No, go ahead. No, finish your thought. Oh, no. I just want to say this real fast while we're talking about the healing or whatever. Also, on another note, because I get a lot of women asking, or well, not asking this, but living this life. Okay, listen, ladies, if you have not healed, you cannot take a man and say, I'm helping him heal. Okay, I see a lot of women saying, I just feel like I can help him. Right now, watch this. You getting done wrong. You getting drugged. I mean, treating you like the scum of the earth, but yet in your own self-manipulation, you are telling yourself that I can help him heal. How can you help him heal when you broken? Because guess what? The fact that he's treating you like crap and you saying you can help him heal tells yourself enough that you're broken. Because a healed, go ahead.
It's codependency, King.
It's codependency, exactly. Because a healed woman would never settle to say a broken man can still beat me. You hear what I'm saying to you? And I'm not talking about physically, well, sometimes physically, but I'm talking about also verbally. It's impossible. You cannot take a man and build a man. He has to know who he is first. And you add to the value of who he is just as much as he will add to the value of who you are. Stop building men, trying to build a man and then come back and say all men are dogs. No, the man that you dated just dogged you out. All men are not dogs. But you allowed yourself to be put in a vulnerable place where you accepted a man that you thought that you're going to give your wife attributes to, when he never showed you a husband, and now you blaming all men for your own ability to ignore the signs, right? That this is not good for you. You gotta go right.
Self-inflicting wounds, self-injury, self-harm.
You got to be able to start telling yourself that, you know what, instead of me blaming, because this is a part of healing. You know what? Let me tell you something I had to do. I had an ex-girlfriend that, did some things, cheated on me or whatever, etc. Right? And when I was talking about her, King, I was telling everybody, what I'm saying? Hey, listen, she did this, she did that, she did this, she did that, right? This is when I was hurt. And then one day I stopped myself and I said, wait a minute. I take full responsibility for my actions in the relationship, right? Because guess what? All she did was she did what she wanted to do for who she is. I saw who she was, and yet I stayed. Can't get what I'm saying to you? So what I did was I had to tell myself I cannot blame her for something that I allowed myself to go through. Because at any given moment, I could have left, right? Yep. And so what I did was I took the responsibility and said, I forgive her as I forgive myself.
That's it.
So guess what? I have no error. I have no ill feelings towards her. None. Yep. Because I'm not a victim no more.
Yeah.
I had to remove myself from a place to be a victim, to be a victor. And the only way I could do that was take back my power.
Yeah.
That I gave somebody. You didn't hurt me. I allowed myself to be hurt in the situation. Exactly. And so because I am now taking back my power, I am no longer in a hurt position. Neither are you a part of my conversation, because guess what? You are not going to be relevant in my today any further. All the power that I gave you, I'm taking it back, because I'm going to walk in the healing of accepting that I allowed this to happen to me.
Yeah, come on.
Let's be honest now. We can't keep pointing fingers at people and saying, he did this, she did that. No, I saw it. Come on, we're adults. We ain't stupid.
Yeah.
Let's be 100. You saw it. You saw the text messages. You saw the beatings. You saw everything, but yet you still stayed. Now, if you have survived that relationship, be okay with saying, I was a fool one time before in my life. Be okay with accepting that you made a mistake.
Man,
it's okay. Go ahead, bro.
Listen. I don't switch my music now to my instrumentals. Like we're gonna go to church for a little bit. I'm gonna just
go ahead.
I got my music on. I love
that. I love that beat though. Go ahead.
Listen, I just want to minister really quick as you was talking. I don't know who this is for. I know that we talked about a lot of stuff tonight, but here's what I want to minister to somebody who's watching. We got almost 350 people. I want to talk to people about self-forgiveness. Forgive yourself.
Forgive yourself. It's okay to cry. Go ahead.
Forgive yourself. And here's what I mean about that. You have got to let go of what you should have done.
Come on.
Yes, you should have left. Yes, you should have did something different. Yes, you should have made a different decision, but you didn't. So I want to encourage you, because when you don't forgive yourself, you continue to cause yourself the suffering that you are enduring. And when you don't forgive yourself, you don't really give your own self the opportunity to live a life of productivity, to live a life of abundance, because you are the prisoner.
Come on.
You are a prisoner. And here is the thing. You are the warden. And if you are the warden, that means you have the key to release yourself.
That's right.
You have the key to unlock the door, to unlock the gate, to say, I'm not living no more according to what happened.
That's right.
And until you do away with that thing,
that's right,
you will continue to attract the people that you're attracting. You will continue to relive the experiences, and your standards won't change. And your standards won't change until your thinking change. And your thinking cannot change until you transform your mind.
Come on, sir.
Listen to what I said. Your thinking cannot change until you transform your mind. And I don't know why I'm going here, because when Paul talks about be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
That's right.
You got to renew your mind. And you can only renew your mind in doing the work, going to therapy, going to counseling, and digging through, why am I still holding on to this thing?
Come on. Come on.
Why am I still carrying around these bags?
Why am I still angry? Come on.
Why am I still carrying around this resentment and bitterness?
That's right. That's right.
And most people are not bitter, King, because of what didn't happen. Most people are bitter because of what did happen.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And I just want to say that you have the power to release yourself of that thing.
That's right.
And the only way that we're going to change the family dynamics and what we see in relationships and in marriages is going to start with doing the work in yourself. That's why it's called self-development, self-empowerment, self-awareness, self-esteem, self-motivation, self-inspiration, self-love, self-care.
Self-care, as I'm about to say, all day. All day.
That's where it starts with you. And when you begin to break those chains in you, now you are giving yourself the freedom to live in a different light. You're giving yourself the freedom to do something different. Too many of us trying to do something different and we don't have the right information. We're trying to do something different and we don't have the right tools. We're trying to do something different with an old way of thinking. As Jesus said, you cannot pour new wine into old skin.
Come on. It's impossible.
Cannot. So you cannot, you cannot look for a healthy relationship if you still have unhealthy behaviors towards yourself.
That's right. That's right.
But all of this starts with forgiving you. And if that's you, I want you to say to yourself, I am no longer holding myself captive and a prisoner to the mistake that I made or to the experience that someone else called me to live. I'm not living according to that.
I want y'all to comment and say, I forgive me.
I forgive me.
Come on. Somebody, y'all start commenting and say, I forgive me. Because again, like my brother said, the curse will continue if we don't decide to break it. Because a lot of things that you're struggling with, you was born into. You have to understand something. You was born into it because somebody did not decide to break that curse. What I'm experiencing as a man who got degrees, listen, I literally got my GED, okay? I was kicked out of school, the whole nine or what have you, and now I graduated from Morehouse with honors and all that. I got my stuff from Princeton. Like, I can go down a list of things that I've accomplished. But at the end of the day, guess what? I had to make a decision also, watch this, ladies, to forgive my father. Because a lot of times, and see, my daddy wasn't there. So I don't even know what it's like to have a dad. I don't know. I don't know that feeling. But I know this. I can't wait to become a father, right? Because I want to love. And a lot of times you're hurt. The reason why you have a bad relationship sometimes is because your daddy hurt you. He was the first man that hurt you. So the cycle of hurt of a man hurting me continued.
And you expect to hurt.
And you expect to hurt. You don't expect nothing better. And you got to decide that I expect better from my life now. I expect better from myself. You know what? It's time that I make better decisions. You got two kings talking to you, saying it is time. It is time to be delivered. It is time to be set free. And guess what? So many of y'all told yourselves that I don't even deserve to be loved.
Come on. Come on.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say, you know what? Maybe that love ain't for me. The devil is a liar. God ordained you to be loved, and you are your first love. Okay? Well, God first, okay? But then you are to love yourself. And when you learn to love yourself, then God will release somebody to come in and to add to the love that was already established. See, nobody comes in to complete you. They only add to who you are. You understand what I'm saying to you? A person comes in to add. So when you are loving yourself, that person comes in and they add to what you have already established. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to renew your mind and not have a reprobate mind, not have an old mind. That's why you got to walk into the new man, because when you walk into the new man, the old man can't reside. You got to go where the new man resides.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for real.
And it's okay, man, that you've had the disappointments and the failures, and many of you have watched my podcast, Dear Future Wifey, and me talking about what I went through 3 years ago in my last relationship. And so none of us are exempted from that. I didn't enter into the relationship to have that experience. However, God allowed the experience to be a great teacher and to push me even further in my healing. But it pushed me even further in my understanding of who I was becoming. Because this life is not about what you get. It is about who are you becoming. And who you are becoming has to be associated with the work that you're doing. Because you cannot grow where you're not feeding yourself. You cannot grow where you're not eating. You cannot grow where you are gleaning. You cannot grow when you're not being nurtured.
Can't have an idle mind.
And that starts with you. And
Can't have an idle mind.
What I want people to take away from this tonight is that it's not about just having a love of your life. It's having the love in your life from you.
That's right.
Because we glamorize relationships. We have gotten to this place where we idolize being relationship goals. We idolize having vacations. We idolize having bay dates. We idolize all of these different things. That the world says, hey, when you get this wife, you're going to be okay. When you get the husband, you're going to be good. When you get the house, you're going to be good. But none of this stuff will fix the things that you're running from. And most of us are running from ourselves. I don't care how successful you are. King, I can remember days when I had my training business. I can remember days having a pocket full of money, bills are paid, and I still felt broken and hurt inside.
Come on, man.
That's when I realized is that the world lied to me, because they told us if you go make a good living, you make some money, you have some success, everything will be okay. That's not true. What is true is that if you discover who you are beyond your pain and brokenness and your hurt, that's what's going to fulfill you.
Come on.
Because that's going to allow you to live a life beyond the perception that you had of yourself when you got hurt. Because see, when we get hurt, we develop a different thought process. When we have trauma, we develop a different thought process. When we have brokenness in our life, in our development phase, whether it was in your teen years, your adolescent years, in your adult years, in your infant years, all of this changes the way our brains are wired. So we start living from a survival mode. Most of us don't know how to thrive. We only know how to survive. So we go into a relationship expecting to perform because, hey, if I perform, I'll get love. And then if I do a great job, maybe I'll keep this. And we're working from a performance base, and we're just surviving.
Come on, man.
And this life is not about surviving. God wants us to thrive. He wants us to thrive in our business. He wants us to thrive in our marriages, in our pursuit. He wants us to thrive because, let me be honest, it is emotionally exhausting to survive day to day.
Bruh.
It's emotionally exhausting.
Come on, man. Speak the truth, man.
It's emotionally exhausting, man. I've lived that life.
Come on. I did.
Every day, man, I was looking for a way to take my life.
Me too.
Every day I was looking for a way. And I'm telling you, the same way I attack football is I attack committing suicide.
Yeah.
And the day that I took my drug overdose, my mind was made up.
Yeah.
If you know me, you know my story. You've heard my mom tell you. My mother has told people on the live. Jay called me and said, hey, I'm taking these pills and I'm out of here. You Nick Rose can kiss my, you know what? I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I was serious.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because what happened is I allowed myself to incur all of this pain.
Come on, man.
Without trying to release it. Because I bought into this notion that football was the only thing that I can do. And that without it, I was nothing. And this is why it's important for us to help these men, because when men don't have the right thing to identify himself.
Right.
As I tell every man, it's great that you got a job. It's great that you got a career. It's great that you know what you want to do, what you want to be and where you want to go. But who are you?
Come on.
Because if these titles, these achievements, if the people stop clapping their hands, the people stop calling your name, if the people stop cheering you, if they stop liking your pictures, who are you?
Come on. Come on.
If the people just all of a sudden stop following you, who are you?
And
when I realized that I was a king, and it had nothing to do about putting a crown on my head. It had everything to do with believing, what did God say? That I formed you.
That's right.
I knew you before I formed you in the belly of your mother's womb. And so every person that is on this live tonight, every 352 person that's on this live tonight, God knew you before he brought you here. He knew that you would experience pain, hurt, death, sickness, diseases, he knew that you would experience those things. But here's what he gave you the power to do, is to choose healing. What did he ask the blind man? Do you want to be made whole?
That's right.
So what am I saying? You got to choose your healing.
Choose it. Choose it. Choose it.
Jesus could have walked up to that man, touched his eyes and healed him. But Jesus said, no, will thou be made whole? Because if the man said no, I would probably suspect Jesus would have been like, all right, cool. All right, we keep you moving. All right, now come on, let's go. So you got to choose your healing.
Let me say this, since you said that. I wanted to tap into this one thing you said scripturally. When let's go to the valley of dry bones, right? In the valley of dry bones, God asked Ezekiel, son of man, do you believe that these bones can live? The thing about it is, when you look at your life, you can either speak death over your life or you can speak life over your life. And oftentimes you are in a valley of dry bones and you're saying, I cannot survive. Let me tell you something. Just like my brother Jay, I put a gun to my head and I played Russian roulette. And literally I was clicking it because I was ready to die. But it wasn't my time, because when I looked at the barrel the last time, the bullet was right there. Literally. Literally. You understand what I'm saying to you? You got to look at death and tell yourself, I still believe. Look at yourself and say, I still believe. Even though it looked like I'm in the valley of dry bones, God has given me the power to speak over this situation. And so I'm going to declare life over it. Now watch this. The Bible says that he was ushered in the spirit. And so the only way you can do it is in the spirit that God has given you, which is his Holy Spirit. I'm not trying to make this a church thing, but hear what I'm saying to you. So you got to look at your life and begin to speak the life that God said I ordained for your life.
Yep.
When the Bible says, for I know the plans that I have for you, that means you got to begin to speak his plans over your life. We're in a season where we can't get to a lot of people. So you got to stop looking for people to prophesy, and you begin to be your own prophet, and you touch your own self, and you say, I will love again, right? Yep. I will break the generational curses off my family. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to start speaking it and believing it. And guess what? Once you walk it out, then you will begin to be a walking manifestation of what you begin to speak. Jay started the conversation off, and he said that the young lady told him that everything you told me, watch this, I'm going to go somewhere with this. Everything you told me, I now see it coming to pass. Yep. So guess what? When you tell yourself that I will love again, I will have my own business. I am the head and not the tail. I'm the lender, right, and not a borrower. Guess what? It might not happen today, but you might look up in 3 years and you might be the one that everybody coming to for help because God has raised you up. Why? Because he honored the word that you began to speak over your life and you believed it. You probably had a bad relationship all your life. You know what I'm saying? But then that one time you start believing again and you start speaking it and you, watch this, Jay, renewed your mind. Because you can't speak life if you don't renew your mind.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? You can't walk in deliverance if you don't renew your mind. So you have to be able to understand that in this season of your life, that although sometimes it's lonely, although you might have had to cry, although you might feel like that nobody understands, you are on this live. God understands, and he has brought people into your life on this live to confirm a word that will help change your life for the rest of your life if you begin to apply what God has spoke through him. Man, my brother, this king right here. Go ahead, Jay.
Because even therapy, you have to change your mind.
That's right.
Therapy doesn't work if you don't allow your mind to be changed. And remember, and as I tell people often when they come into therapy, I don't give answers. I just provide the space for you to discover the answers that you need.
Come on, man.
I don't give answers. I just provide the space for you to discover the answers.
Come on.
And that's what it is about life. It's about discovering the mysteries of life, and the mysteries of the kingdom, and the mysteries of God's promises, and the mysteries of his plans, because he has a plan for you, but he won't plan for you.
That's right.
He has a plan for you, but he won't plan for you, because he will not take away your free will. And again, if you are wanting to be, if you're wanting to see different in your relationships, you have to start seeing and being different with you first.
In your personal relationship, which is you.
Yep, in all places. And that's it, man. I mean, that's all I have.
Man, hey, listen, hold on 1 second. We got a few questions real quick.
Okay.
A few questions, you know what I'm saying? This is like, I don't want to get off of here, but hey, this is like, you know, it's so good. It's so good. Hold on 1 second. Let me see here. Let me see. Let me ask this question right here. You see that question, King?
What are some tips that you give a man to stay focused on his healing? One of the tips that I would give for a man to stay focused on his healing is to stay committed to the process. Yeah. And the tip is to keep doing the work. That's the tip. Right. Is to encourage him to keep doing the work. As when I used to be a performance trainer, I used to train athletes, and then I started working with like doctors and lawyers. And one of the things I used to tell them, keep showing up. Keep showing up. As Denzel Washington said, you stick around the barbershop long enough, you're going to eventually you're going to get a haircut.
Yes, sir.
So encourage him to keep moving toward healing. That's the tip that I would give.
And the other thing is, this: be okay with your process.
Yes.
A lot of times, we try to compare our process to other people. Your time to reach your destination is the due season that God had already ordained. You can't get there no faster. You know what I'm saying? But you only can get there slower if you delay it. But if you stay the course, be okay with whatever time frame that God has set for your life to go through your process. Enjoy your own journey. Because your journey could be beautiful. Don't act like just because you're going through something. Like I always tell God, thank you for even the hell seasons that I've gone through. Because without those seasons, I couldn't be who I am.
Because those are training grounds. Those are training grounds, man. When you're in the valley, it's training grounds.
Come on.
Let me tell you something.
Though I walk through it. I'm trying to tell you. Go ahead, brother.
Now, 10 years ago, it was prophesied to me that I would be on TV with a celebrity sharing my life story. 10 years ago. 10 years ago, my prophetic mentor prophesied to me. 10 years later, I had to go through a process of breaking, a process of losing, a process of crying, a process of laying under the bed. And I'm going to get very transparent with y'all. a process of literally laying under the bed crying as a grown man, asking God, please tell them to stop.
Yeah.
3 years ago, when I was going through what I was going through with my relationship, I asked God, please shut this woman up.
Yeah.
He said, I won't stop it because it's not what I am doing to you, son. It's what I'm doing through you. So when you are in a breaking process, allow it to take and run its course. It's just like I tell my clients, do not stop the emotions. If you start crying, let the tears flow. Let the emotions run its course, because as it's run its course, it's doing a work in you.
Yeah.
And the work that it's doing, it is building your character. Yeah. Because you do not want to be elevated without the lack of your character. Because if you go prematurely, that's going to be your demise.
You're going to mess up everything. You're going to mess up everything. It's so like, you know, go ahead.
In that, do not omit your process. Do not try to skip the steps.
That's right.
So when people look at me and see, man, you on the TV show with Taraji and you got another TV show coming out this spring. I read this article about you. I was broken before I got to this place.
Come on.
He had to do a work in me, because let me tell you something. You can't get up in front of people and talk about healing if you ain't going through it, baby.
Come on.
You can't get up and talk to men about healing if I didn't allow God to break me as a man. I'm talking about broke my ego. He broke my spirit. He broke my body. He broke my bank account.
Come on.
But he said, this is necessary. Because think about it. When he talked about Jesus grew in stature and he grew in wisdom, that was a breaking process.
Come on, man.
And too many times we're wanting to get to the place of destiny without being broken.
Right. It's impossible.
When you think about people who have these careers and they achieve great success, that was a breaking process. When you look at, for an example, when you look at Ciara, you know, and I'm bringing up Ciara and Russell because they're often the couple that everyone talks about.
I'm gonna speak on that too.
And two, no one knows the broken or the breaking that Ciara had to go through before Russell came. But then also no one knows the breaking that Russell had to go through.
That's right.
They both had to be broken, and then they had to heal, and then they was able to meet. And as you said earlier, when two people are working in purpose, that's when purpose collide. You got a destiny.
I wanna speak on two things you said, and then we'll be done. You straight?
Yeah. Okay. I got a few more minutes because I got to go to this dinner meeting.
Oh, golly. Come on, man. It's too good. It's too
good. Go ahead.
Oh, God. Well, then, listen, I don't want to get into it because, you know what I'm saying? If you got to go, you know what I'm saying?
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead, flow.
All right. Flow. So you said something, man, and it really blessed me. Because, so when I watch this, when you go through your healing process, and we talked about the process or what have you, I was talking to Jay. And I'm going to tell y'all something. This is my first live on IG in probably almost a year. Okay? Why? I told my brother Jay, I said, listen, I recognize there's some things in my life I had to deal with. And so I built up this, let me tell you something. I wasn't ready for what was coming at me. Everybody that know me from Facebook. I built up this Facebook following that's crazy, right? 1,000 people follow me on Facebook and all this stuff. People want to interview me, people this and that, whatever, right? It was so much coming at me that I didn't even know how to handle it, right? To the point that I had to recognize that even though I was able to give good information, I still wasn't healed in the areas of my life that I thought I was healed in. And so my whole point is this: I had to take a step back. Sometimes on your journey, it's okay to take a step back from the limelight. It's because what God has for you, as long as you align yourself with God, it is going to be for you. But be okay with stepping back to properly heal. You don't have to keep trying to go forth and moving fast and let me get on live because I ain't competing with nobody for my own destiny. I'm with me on my destiny. Me and Jay not competing. My destiny belongs to me and only me. And so you have to understand, when you are in your process, your destiny only belongs to you.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Come
so
on.
if God put you in a position to say, son or daughter, I need you to take a step back to properly heal, then allow yourself that space.
Come on.
Because it's for a reason. Because when you come back, you'll be like Job, and you'll be able to have double than what you've ever had in your life, if not quadruple. So be okay with stepping back and not being, you know, the one that's called on all the time.
Because I'm in my double season right now.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So, and then the other thing is this. So many of y'all don't know, I don't know if I shared this with Jay, but I was really big in the music industry, and one of my first clients I worked with was Sierra. So me and Sierra was like actually best friends. And we was like, you saw Sierra, you saw me. We was like white on rice. And I seen the process of the making of Sierra from 2004 when we first put out Goodies all the way to, I mean, golly. I can go down the list, right? But I seen her process in relationships. I was there. And when I tell you that what Jay said, nobody knows the pain she went through so much pain to the point that I was like, oh God, I didn't even understand. Like, as my friend is hurting, how do I actually be there for this person? Because mind you, I wasn't preaching at the time, so I have the wisdom I have right now. I had some stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I saw it. So now I look at her today, I know that this girl prayed. I know that she prayed, that she believed. And the thing about it is, even in dead moments of her life, because her career at times had died out, guess what? She never stopped believing in herself. She never stopped loving herself. Despite of being drugged in the media, the whole nine, she never stopped. My whole point to y'all is this, because I can't speak for Russell, but I know he went through a divorce prior. Don't stop believing despite of the embarrassment, despite of the pain. Don't stop believing. Even if somebody try to drag you publicly, don't stop believing and don't stop praying. Because guess what? God heard you when you prayed the first time. So don't stop believing, because before you know it, your destiny will collide with destiny.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying to you? And when your destiny collide with destiny, you will find yourself all in love, and people go say, I want what you got. But they ain't gonna know what you had to go through to get what you got.
Come on.
That's all I'm gonna say. We ain't gonna prolong this because my brother Jay gotta go. Maybe we can do a part 2. At some point, we'll talk with Black City Girls. I wanted to get to more questions because there's a lot of questions, Jay. That's a lot, actually, man. It's a lot of questions, man. We're gonna also save this video. I believe Black City Girl gonna post it to their site. But hey, man, you want to close out in a good prayer, man?
Yeah. So we.
Oh, real quick. Also, make sure you follow us on our Instagram pages. Jay's is King Jay Barnett, and mine is I Am Sharif. I pinned them inside the comment section, so make sure y'all look at the comment section and follow us. And also, I got a podcast. Jay, do you have your name of your podcast? Okay, my podcast is on Spotify, is on Apple, and it's on Amazon, and it's called Inspired by Truth Podcast. I'm gonna put that down. Inspired by Truth Podcast. And I also got some more stuff coming for y'all, man. So stay tuned. Go ahead, Jay.
Awesome, man. Listen, y'all, you know I gotta be obedient. So
yes, sir.
What God is doing in your life, King, is something that you've never seen before.
Wow.
It's something that you don't even understand the shaping and the molding that he's doing with you. And where God is getting ready to elevate you and take you to that 1 year sabbatical, he's going to reward you for your obedience. Because what you have to do is you have to trust him, because I know you felt that, God, am I going to lose my momentum? Am I going to lose my following? Am I going to lose my presence? Am I going to lose my relevance? And God said, you're not. Because he said, where he placed you, no one can remove you. And what he's put in you, no one can take it out of you and take it from you. Because see, here's the thing, King, it's not what is on you, it's what's in you. And what he's put in you is the difference maker, and it's the change that is need to be seen in these men today. Because the work that you want to do with men and married men is going to be, man, it's going to be a game changer across this nation. So your faithfulness and your commitment to when you did not understand what you were committed to. Because many times you ask him, God, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And that was right where he wanted you, because he wanted to guide you. Because if you knew what you were doing, then you could predict where you were going.
Come on. Wow. Wow. Don't make me get emotional, my brother. People follow me. No, I start crying.
So your faithfulness,
for real.
So your faithfulness has provoked God to move on your behalf.
I appreciate
and
that,
your marriage
sir,
is going to be something that you could have never imagined. And when you guys yoke up, when you guys yoke up, there are going to be doors and opportunity and things that you could not get in your single season that you're going to be able to walk right in.
Come on, man.
When you guys yoke up. And listen to what I'm saying. I'm hearing the word yoke up when you guys yoke up, because these yokes are strong. Yeah. Anytime that we yoke up with something, man, it is a strong tie. It is a strong bond, a strong connection.
Come on.
When you and your wife yoke up, God is going to do some amazing things through you guys' marriage.
Come on. I receive that.
And that's going to be the creation of the legacy that you're going to build. You're going to be known for building healthy relationships and building healthy marriages. That's what you're going to be known for. People are going to come to you because they're going to say, hey, I am trying to get my marriage back. I am trying to get my life back with my wife.
Wow.
So that anointing that you have on your life, everything that you experience from relationship to women, from the music industry, from your childhood, was all necessary for this time.
Wow.
And this unique anointing that you have, it is not by happenstance that God has allowed us to connect.
Right.
And God said to me is that you are David, I am Jonathan. I am David,
come on.
You are Jonathan.
Come on.
Come
on. Come on. I caught it. The minute you said it. Come on, man.
Catch that.
Woo.
So
I caught it. Jesus.
We got a lot of work to do, my brother.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready, King.
We got a lot of work to do, man.
I'm ready, man.
And I love you, man, like a brother.
I love you too, brother. I love you too, man.
I am proud of you, man.
Yes, sir.
And I am proud of who you are becoming. Not who you were. I am proud of who you're becoming.
Thank you, man.
And
I love
do not stop for nothing. And you know where to find me at. You know my number. You know how to get in touch with me. So I am here for you. And again, when I see you, I see a king who is undeniable, God's favorite man.
Wow.
And I just wanted to bless you with that word, man. God, thank you.
Have me start crying, man.
God, thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, God, for this live. Thank you for Black City Girl for allowing us to speak on their platform and to pour.
Yes,
and God, I thank you that everything that we've given out tonight, that you pour back into us, God. We rebuke the spirit of retaliation, God. We rebuke the spirit of character defamation, God. We rebuke the spirit of Jezebel, God. We rebuke the spirit of depression, anxiety, God. We rebuke every unclean spirit, God, that is not of you. But God, I also release the spirit of healthy love. Healthy self-love toward ourselves. Teach us how to continue to love ourselves and continue to appreciate our imperfected self. You don't want us to be perfect. You just want us to be the best version of ourselves. And we can only do that through seeking you, through counseling, through therapy, through all the resources that you have afforded us with, God. But we thank you that you have called us to live a life of abundance. And God, that we are no longer prisoners to our past mistakes, relationship experiences, and traumas. And God, I thank you that every person that heard this live, that they've received what they needed from this. And we praise you and give you glory in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, brother. I love you, man. So, thank you for that word too, man. I needed that.
Absolutely, brother. Hit me up, man. I gotta go do this.
Yeah.
Dinner
go ahead, man.
And
go ahead, man.
Awesome, brother.
We're gonna do a part 2 of this thing, man.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
All right, brother.
All right, later. Hey, y'all, real quick. I want to tell y'all thank you. If you can, go to Black City Girls and I want y'all to comment under our post and just say, you know, run it back. If y'all interested, run it back. I need y'all to pray for me and my brother because we're gonna do more of these live videos together. It's gonna be very powerful. But we can't do it without y'all. So share the video, share the word. We're gonna post this to Black City Girls. I need y'all. We need y'all. We love y'all. All right. So I wish I could answer some more questions. But we'll get to it. I promise you, we'll get to it, to the questions. Maybe I'll do a live by myself and I'll answer the questions. All right. But please comment on Black City Girl page and share their page as well. Follow Black City Girl continually, man. They're an amazing team. I thank God that He allowed us to do this on their platform. All right. So I'm exhausted now. I'm gonna go home. Well, I'm home now, but I'm gonna go to bed. I'll talk to God for a little bit. I love y'all. Thank Black City Girl for this opportunity. Good night. And then what?